If I had a magic wand, I would have everybody have high goals, high motivation, high energy, and the drive to just go out there and serve. The journey right now is not an easy path for real estate brokers. I talk to so many real estate agents, and the common theme is the real estate market is weird right now. And it is. It seems like there's not a better word for it than weird. So the journey for real estate brokers is a little bit challenging because sales are down significantly. There are more listings, which is a great thing for buyers, but it's challenging for sellers because homes are sitting on the market a little longer. As a real estate broker, there are opportunities to get out and do open houses, to spend time getting in front of people and having those conversations. But those houses may not be selling as quickly as maybe they did a few years ago. I think brokers are sensing a change, especially some of the brokers that were practicing real estate during COVID. And now, when it seemed like during COVID, brokers who were practicing real estate, it was just like buyers and sellers falling out of the sky. And it's not that way anymore. We have to work for it. We have to be present with people and get in front of people and be that constant source of information and providing value. That's also why so many real estate brokers are leaving the business because it's too hard. During COVID, it was too easy. It felt like money was just raining because everybody wanted to take advantage of low interest rates and quick markets. And it got so competitive, some buyers were just like, oh, I don't care, I'll pay whatever, I just want the house. And now those same buyers who were so competitive and would do anything to get the house are sitting in a house that they hate, but they had to win. So now we're in that transition period of working with those same buyers, but having to restart the education process all over again. It's important in this real estate journey for newer brokers to really become that resource, to really become that education for buyers and sellers on what the right thing to do is in this market. I've sold hundreds of homes over my 16-year career. I still sit down and know that I have to call people, and it's like, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the right mindset. So all of us have call reluctance, and I'm blessed to have a tremendous sphere of people who continue to refer me whether I pick up the phone and call them or not. So my coach tells me, and it was so great when I heard this because it got me out of my head, that your clients aren't sitting there thinking about when is Jamie going to call me. Your clients are thinking about their kids, what they're going to do for dinner, where they're going on vacation. Whether you call them or not is not going to change what happens in their day, but most of the time, they're going to be really happy to hear from you. So we have to get out of our own head. We have to get out of our own mindset that we're going to be bugging people, that we're going to be interrupting their day, that we don't have value for them. So as long as we call them with a heart for them and a heart for what they're doing, without the expectation that, hey, I'm calling you because I want you to buy or sell a home right now, it's not about that. It's about how are we touching people where they are, and how are we providing value to our clients, to our past clients, to our sphere, and what can we do to continue to be of service to people? And that's when they'll remember us when it's time to hand out a referral, or when mom needs to move into assisted living, or when the kids are moving out and need to buy their first condo or an investment property. As long as we are showing up as human beings, not just as real estate brokers, that's when people will come back. The important thing to me with any broker is that they're achieving their goals. And so I don't care how much money you make. I want you to make as much money as you want to make. I want you to have as many clients as you want to have. And I will support you in that journey, and I will push you in that journey. But it also needs to be a matter of, what do you love to do? And are you doing it? And if you don't love going to coffee with people, then let's find you something else to do. Not everybody can do that. If you don't love sitting down and for half an hour or 45 minutes and making phone calls, maybe what you can do is sit down and record a bunch of video texts and send those out to people. If you don't like being on video, maybe there's another way that you can reach out to people. The key thing for any success, especially in real estate, is conversations. How do we continue to have those conversations and move that forward? And there are many ways that we can do that and just make sure that we're having those connections with people. One of the biggest challenges all of us as brokers have is that every individual that comes in as a real estate broker comes to us with a different set of values, a different set of motivation, a different set of energy, and a different set of goals and ideas of what they want their business to look like. If I had a magic wand, I would have everybody have high goals, high motivation, high energy, and the drive to just go out there and serve. I don't have a magic wand. So what I have to do is provide them the services, provide them the skills, and provide them the energy, and hopefully lead to the change in motivation. Not everybody wants to work at the same level, but we have to meet people where they are and help them get to the level of achievement that will help them get to their goals. If the goals aren't high enough, then I feel like my motivation, my energy needs to be to help them set higher goals, to help them achieve what they want to achieve. Motivation is the biggest challenge I find in real estate, because if you're not motivated, you're not going to make the calls. If you're not motivated, you're not going to have the coffees. If you're not motivated, you're not going to do the open houses. You're not going to get out there in front of people. I tell brokers all the time, you're not going to meet somebody if you're sitting at your desk at home. You have to go where people are. And if you're not in front of people, you're not going to have another real estate transaction. All of us have challenges with motivation. The challenge with motivation is really just walking the walk with them. So I can tell you what to do, but it would be so much better if we did it together. And it is hard to sit down and make the time and plan the time to make the phone calls, to reach out to people, to schedule a coffee, to schedule the lunch. My team sits down together on a pretty regular basis, and we have those conversations about accountability. What are you doing? You said you were going to do that last week. Did you do it? Why didn't you do it? How can we help you get to the next step of making sure that you're following through? And accountability is one of the hardest things to accept, and also one of the hardest things to provide to brokers. We're all independent contractors. I don't necessarily have a boss that's checking my time card. So we need to treat this like it's a job. And so how do we do that? We do that with accountability and constant skills training. It is so important for new brokers and experienced brokers to get with a group of people that will help maneuver these challenges, that will help pour inspiration and motivation, also education into the broker. We all need that. I have a coach myself, and I rely on that. And it's one of those things where I feel like as a team leader and as an office leader, I'm constantly pouring out of myself into people, answering the calls, taking the questions, maneuvering challenging contracts. And so I go looking for somebody to pour into me. So I need that team. I need that collaboration. So for every broker, whether they've been doing it for 6 months or whether they've been doing it for 16 years, there is significant value in finding the right people that are going to be pouring into not only your skills, but into your soul, that new energy, that new life to keep you going down the path. Being a broker in this kind of market is truly about continuing to learn and grow. So many things have changed for real estate brokers over the last year or 2 years. So we need to continue to train, and we're constantly doing classes on forms. Forms are changing, and not only are the forms changing, but the full function of what happens when you use that form changes. It changes whether you get paid on a transaction or not if you don't do it properly. So we are constantly in the process of training brokers on how to properly use forms, which forms are the right forms to use. We're also having guest speakers in who are lenders who are talking about changes in loans. What's the benefit of reducing the price on a listing as opposed to offering an interest rate buy down? What's the better option and better tool for your client for that, whether it's the seller or the buyer? We're also constantly looking at the market, what's selling, what's not selling, what are days on market looking like? How can we do a better job of communicating to our sellers and buyers of what the market is looking like, what the market is doing? And then we have guest speakers come in frequently from escrow companies and title reps and contractors and builders. So it's all about pouring into our brokers new information on a constant basis that will help them not only do their job better, but it will help them serve the community better, be a better broker on the other side of a transaction. So if we know our forms and we know our skills, then we can be a better manager of whatever that next transaction is. I'm so proud of our brokers here in the John L. Scott office in Port Ludlow specifically. We show up for each other. If we get stuck on the other side of the bridge for some reason or another and our client's over here, we can call any of our brokers and say, hey, I need you to go. Can you meet this client and open the door for them? I'm happy to do that. If somebody needs to come into the office and drop something off, any one of our brokers that are nearby are happy to run down and meet people. So the culture in our offices really is about teamwork. It's about how do we support one another in making sure we all succeed. And if we're all showing that individual support, we can all rise up together. That's the most important thing, is there is no competition between the individual brokers in our office. It's how can we be supportive? How can we help each other? How can I hold an open house for you at your listing? Or do you need me to drop keys off somewhere? So it really comes down to working as a team, having each other's back, and then showing that to the rest of the community. If another listing broker at another firm needs somebody to hold an open house, we do that too. Living life as a contribution is the core value of John L. Scott, but it should also be the core value of each of us as individuals. So what are we doing to contribute to the lives of our clients? What are we doing to contribute to the lives of our community? So we have a niche market as the Jensen Realtor Group, and we do a lot with our local law enforcement community and local military community. So we are constantly pouring in our community service to that group of people. We just fed 200 people tacos over 3 days because it was police week. That is how we put our heart into living life as a contribution. Each of us as real estate brokers can find where our clients need us and provide that level of contribution to them in whatever way it is, answering questions, providing resources, sharing our painter, sharing our CPA, sharing our accountant, whatever the client needs, we can be that contribution to them. What John L. Scott brings to the Olympic Peninsula is that lesson of living life as a contribution. So we can bring a level of passion and energy and commitment to the community for the greater good, for the greater passion. It's not just about selling homes in Port Ludlow or Port Townsend or Port Angeles or Sequim or Kitsap County. It's really about how do we serve the community? How do we show up for the community on a regular basis? Whether it's you need to make a photocopy, pop into our office and we'll help you with that. You need to have a shared workspace that you can come and sit down and do a Zoom meeting for a couple of hours a week. We have that space for you. So how can we show up for the community and make a contribution that's greater than just helping you buy or sell a home? Just getting out there and serving people is the key tenet of what we do at John L. Scott Olympic Peninsula. What I really want to do is help our brokers move forward in life and take whatever steps those are to help them move forward. If we're helping our brokers move forward in life, we're helping them help their clients move forward in life. And whatever that looks like, whether it's moving on to the next phase of their real estate career or moving the client onto the next phase of their life. So that's the key factor as an office leader, to make sure that we're pouring into whatever that forward motion is for the client, our broker, so they can put that forward into their client.